So, what takes to be human? It's human manusa. It's about a mind which has wisdom, which can get wisdom. Okay. So that's the reason called bodhisattva. That means the sattva has bodhi, can have knowledge, can gain knowledge, can gain liberation. Okay. That's the reason you see bodhisattva or sattva. Sattva and sattva, they both are same. Sattva means essence. Sattva means essence. So when we say being, the being is an essence of something, right? It's a sense of consciousness. And that's the reason a lot of focus of Buddha Dhamma is on consciousness, vinyan, because it can cognize. Okay. So when we say cognition, does that mean animals cannot cognize? They will. Birds cannot cognize? They will. Insects cannot cognize? They will. Everyone cognizes. Absolutely fair. Okay. But what do they cognize? They cognize the basic thing, feelings. Sukha, dukkha, adukha, asukha. Pleasant, painful, neither pleasant nor painful. All sattva, same. But panya, wisdom, is only from humans above. Okay, so panya keeps on increasing. So the mano keeps on expanding. It changes. So when we say Brahma, realm, it means it's expanded. Brh means expansion. So when you say Brahma, you become Brahma, doesn't mean that you'll have something different, but the mind is completely expanded. So what literally it means is that you know this infinite consciousness. That means consciousness can appear in various forms, and you are not hooked onto one particular form. Clear? So that expansion supersedes all other states. On the contrary, like a funnel, it goes like this into the apayas. Now you need to know what is paya. Paya means foundation. Apaya means no foundation. That means now this sattva can establish itself in foundationless state. Now, what makes it a foundationless state and what makes it a foundation state? The foundation state is having, the first one is balanced raga. You can discern amount of raga. Okay, you can determine basically. Example, now I have all Apple products except, I don't know, except for Vision Pro, I think I have everything. Thanks to everyone who has donated Apple product, now I don't require any more Apple products. And by mistake also, I will not say just like the screen gets broken or that gets broken. I will not say that so that another person, like, Chirag's mother, she gifted another iPad in the same way. I will by mistake will not make that, saying that by chance if your mobile falls down, it breaks, and then somebody will give me iPhone 17, let's say, or 16, whatever that is. I will not do that. Why? Because I can discern that I have all of the Apple products. Now I don't require. Whereas in the animal realm or the bird or whatever, they don't know, they can't discern. They just keep on having it. Just like if you take an insect, like in the case of ant, it keeps on picking sugar and taking it to its nest of wherever its house is. It keeps on accumulating, accumulating, accumulating. So human has the ability to accumulate and also to give. Okay. So you can discern. That doesn't mean that the cognition itself is not there in ant and to elephant or any being. They have intelligence. The intelligence is restricted to a basic instinct. It's instinctive state. How? I don't agree with this. You look at the human being's way of automation with animals level of automation or birds level of automation. Have they automated anything from being a basic human to a modern human? There is a huge gap, right? So that means there is progression. They can find new ways of doing the same thing. We are doing the same thing. Basically, we are having house, we are having a shelter, clothing, food, medication, only with these four requisites. But we have done it in different approaches, right? So we keep on bringing out new technologies, new way of doing things. That's a difference. That adds value. But can these beings add value? If you argue, you might say, yeah, they know how to do it. Yes, they know. Every being know how to take care. They do. But it is literally not progressive. They're just there the way they are. You would look at any nest of any bird. Yeah, they have intelligence to make the same nest, but they can not change the way it is. So, in general, you can see with from dogs to rats to all kind of mammals, is that they have a particular thing which is common in humans, is emotions. Same exact emotion, no difference. And same exact instinct. Human is also instinctive. So here you can cut instinct. That's the change. Instinctive to what? Instinctive to senses. Okay. So balance raga. You can manipulate the greed. You can have the desire to possess, but you can also look at, should you possess more? Like I was giving example of Apple product. Do you really require more? You can see that, no, I'm done with it. Thank you. Okay. But if I am in an animal state, I don't know. I can keep on accumulating. There's nothing called no. Okay. Give me. Then control dosa. You can control. You want to say something, but you can stop. You want to hit a person, but you can stop. You can harm yourself, you can stop. So you can control dvesha or dosa. Okay. And manageable moha. How? When somebody dies, you can discern and see that, oh, you know what? If I get an attachment, I'm going to lose this person. So can I do something about not getting so much attached? You can do that. Not being a Buddhist need not be. You can, if you're a person who has good investigation ability, mimamsa, can investigate, then you can see, you can withdraw. So that means you can manage moha. And the greatest of all the things in this vijnana is wisdom. Panya can be developed. In other beings, panya cannot be developed. What panya? They also have panya. Yes, they do for survival. You can do for non survival. That's a basic advantage between the lower beings and humans. Why it is called lower? It's because they can't discern. Simple. Discern what? What is real, what is unreal, they can't discern. Does that mean every human can discern? Yes, and hence it's called bodhisattva. Okay, the word bodhi means knowledge. Bodh, Buddh is to know. Bodhi is to know, not the tree called bodhi. That's taking too far. But anyway, but bodhi means to know. To know what? To know what is suffering. What's the cause of suffering? How you can come out of suffering and the steps you can take to stop suffering. That's it. That's bodhi. It's got nothing to do with any religion or any viewpoints or whatever. It's just basic suffering. Our question comes, what is suffering? The English word for dukkha is pretty narrow. It's from two words in Pali. Du means bad. Kha means sense. In the sense of having du, meaning bad, or rather you're burdened, you're taking a burden. So when you're born as a burden, and you can't help it. So because you're going to lose every given day, ultimately you're going to lose everyone, and you're going to lose yourself. That means jati, jara, marana. These three things can never be stopped. So the question comes, why is a Buddha required is to teach these three things called jati, jara, marana. And why do they come is because raga, dvesha, moha. So it has dependently originated. Okay. As long as there is raga, dvesha, moha, so long is jati, jara, marana. So as human, you have a controlling capacity for raga, okay, a or balanced ability for raga, controlled for dosa, and you can manage the moha. So you can not go off balance. You can balance. I mean, it's fine. But then what happens? After death, will you be reborn as a human? Yes, absolutely. If you have wisdom, and if you're not done five, or at least two or three of the five precepts, you will return back to human realm. Okay, this much you should know. Now we go back to human becoming something, and then we go back to the entire thing, all the 31 realms, if possible today. I doubt whether we can do it, but let's see. Okay, first one, I have excessive greed, cannot satisfy. You keep on giving, I want it. I see something new, I want it. Ah, wow, this has come. So I keep on buying and buying and buying and buying and buying all the time, called shopaholic. Okay, alcoholic, workaholic, shopaholic. For food, for this, for that, keep on accumulating. I already have one house, I buy another house, and then I have another site, I have this, I have another property. I have so much of desires. I want to visit this country, that place, buy this one, that one, enjoy that cuisine, this one, endless, endless greed, and too much of wealth is a right potential to make somebody literally blinded. Okay. And then what happens? It's very strange how he loses it or she loses it to become a pig. The very next opening is pig. It's so surprising. How can this be? I don't agree. Let's discern this properly. What is grasping? I grasp. What does a pig do? You should observe what the pig will be doing. It'll grasp. It'll keep on taking, keeps on searching, taking, doesn't know what to do, just keeps on doing it. And it's lazy. Okay. Doesn't know it's enough, doesn't know to stop. So a person need not be alcoholic to become a pig. Right now itself he is driving towards pig existence. So what he does? He says, I love shopping. I love eating. I'm a foodie. I'm this, I'm that. He keeps on having that. And basic thing to observe is he's never satisfied. He will find one or the other complaint with everything. He does it, finds complaint. Does it, finds complaint. He's not happy, no matter how much he gets. Okay. And he gets really irritated if he doesn't have it. So that person is now pig-like state, not become pig so far. It's a pig-like state. Now, if you read the characteristics of a pig, it's there online. You can search a pig and look at the characteristics, map it to the person whom you know. Almost you can find it out. And it's up to you whether you want to associate with the pig or not. If you try to transform a pig, most likely you will get transformed to a pig. Because they can't see what you're seeing. And that's the reason it's called viewpoint. You view like this because you can't see. Yes, Chirag.
Can you repeat that again? I think the mechanics of this is not clear. Let's say if you try to transform another person who's not able to see like you become like that person. I think it's not very clear what happens.
The amount of energy you're trying to put will push you there. Lower is easy, higher is difficult. Will the water go up or does it go down? Which side is easier? So if somebody is blind, making him see, you in the process, you see, we all have these tendencies within us. It's actually it's hidden. It's that's the reason it's called sleeping, anushaya, meaning it's not yet come out in open. Somebody can trigger that for you. And the lower beings can trigger that easily for you. And if you don't know how to handle them, you get pulled by that. So I need to be really careful enough to see, this person is of this behavior. Should I or should not I? Example, I have a pilot downstairs. He is flying, he's a pilot in this life. He has three dogs, big ones, this height, and he loves them. Always he sleeps with dogs in his house. Okay. And if you talk to him, you have to talk to him very carefully because his mind is like a dog. He will start barking. In human language, shouting. And he'll come like this. Okay, so you have to pacify him, talk to him properly, get your work done. He's in the same building. So if I have to get things done from him, I should know how to talk to a dog. So you should know that you are dealing with a dog, not with human. It's a human body with a dog mentality. Now, why is he rearing three dogs? Because his mind has become like that. Nothing he can do now. Okay. It's nothing wrong in rearing a dog, but you get so obsessive of dogs or cats or whatever it is that you can't see anything beyond that now. So, if I want to put some knowledge in him, tell me, is it possible? Some wisdom. He will come for fight and he'll shout at top of your voice. Like three dogs are shouting, the fourth dog. So, Chirag, when you come to our house, whenever you come to India, anyway, you're going to come and stay. You're not going to stay at that meditation house. I'll make you stay here. We both will analyze this person. He's building a huge house, one floor for the dogs. Okay, entire floor. It's fine. But his state of mind is completely rotten. Nothing you can do. So, what I should do, I should come down to his level to talk to him. And none of the neighbors here can talk to him. This next door neighbor cannot talk to him. He shouts. That next door neighbor doesn't talk. The opposite neighbors don't talk because they all know that he starts shouting. And he can abuse you at any level. He's a very abusive person. So with abusive person, you should also abuse them. That means you have to come down to that level to talk. So then, have I fueled prudence in him or have I taken character from him? Think it over. So when I take his, and then out of anger, rage, etc., I have a heart attack, then what happens? He's triggered all my Anushaya Klesha at once. That has taken over. Now my level of discernment is gone. So most likely I will end up in animal realm because I have no paya, foundation. Sotapanna is a paya. You can't go lower. So you have crossed the apaya. You put a foundation. What if I have never had a foundation? I didn't even know what is Arya to begin with. So I can go down. So should I invest my time in talking to him? Yes, I should, because this is a apartment and whatever we have to get things done, I have to get things done. So I talk to him nicely. Hey, how are you? All this. I'll talk to some general matter, then about dog matter, and then I bring him to the subject. So then he is human at that point in time. So then I tell him, why don't you do this? And he says, yeah, Vilas, for you, I will do it. Great, good, no? For me, he's doing it. He does whatever he should do, and it's so the environment here is better. But for that, I have to invest so much of thoughts how to talk to him. Before I go down, I decide, oh, this animal is like this. I should talk to in this way. 99% I can convince him. So I think Madhulika and Niket has stayed here, so they know the dog sounds which comes. Okay, but still, that guy is gone. But he was so good person before starting to rear the dogs. In the last 2 years, there's so much of transformation. He can't see anything beyond a dog. It's so strange. What to do? A human being has now gone into a dog. Yes, Harry.
I think Chirag may still have questions.
Yeah, if I may, I had a short question because I think this raises an important point. Being, let's say, I think we are all people on Dhamma. We want to progress on Dhamma, which also means that let's say people we interact with, we also want to help them on Dhamma. But I think sometimes it may be the case that we may not have enough discernment to decide whether we can actually help that person without going down in dhamma. I mean, obviously, I think what you're making the case is that okay, if you're a sotapanna, at least you have like some ground that you cannot shake below. So I think in that case, maybe it's more conducive for you to have students or let's say take care of people around you. But how do you view this topic? Because I think all of us have to be careful in some sense, when trying
Yes, you
to.
need to. You need to
Yeah.
withdraw after you see that person is in which realm at this point in time. They will showcase it. That's the reason it's called Chuti Papata Jnana, meaning you can see for yourself this person is landing here because the gati is already initiated. It's just a matter of time that this consciousness goes from here to there. It's waiting for its turn of are you getting off? See, you and I are alive because of you, not because you want to live or I want to live, or I want to die or you want to die. There's nothing like that. It's IU which takes care of that with lifespan. Okay, the battery life. We have no idea how much battery life we have brought. Okay, if we have brought a very short battery life, we don't know. Now, how do you know that somebody is rushing towards death? By his aging of the body. Simple. It's material. Right? Even the batteries, what you have, what do they say? It's made out of matter. So it will deteriorate faster unless you know how to use it properly. So what you do, you charge it, not all the time. So if you meticulously do it, it comes longer. So the lifespan can be increased or decreased. So how do you know somebody is aging? From the body. Where else? So you know what's the span of the battery. It's not the number of years which has got added to you. It's about how do you how does how do you look? How does the body look? Fragile or is it looking good? That's all what it is. But anyway, either which way you're going to end it, meaning the body is going to come to an end. So that means the battery life is going to go away. You can you can extend it, but you can't keep it alive. That being the case, Chirag, the span is one thing, the conscious experience is another thing, right? So you can see at this point in time, this person is in this realm from his or her speech, way they interact, the way they behave, the way they do things, you can literally find out. So you have to be peaceful to see all of this happening in front of you and then take a thoughtful decision of how much you want to interact and what you want to tell about Dhamma. Because if the destination is set, nothing you can do about it, right? Let's say I am a person who keeps on. What would happen? If I continue that activity, sooner or later, I'll get into a reptile state of existence. And in fact, there are people who they just keep on doing all the time. That means in one life they were snakes. That would be a habit. I think Bobby can see Sajal doing it all the time. Okay. So you need to know that somebody has come from that place. So most likely they will have all the hidden traits. Because when you turn human, those traits are down. When you are in that state, human state is down. But still you can have a human body, right? Like in case of dogs as well, they can have human traits. Some of the dogs can have human traits. Some of the giraffes can have human traits. Some of the deer, even lion, tiger, whatever, they can have human traits. At that moment, they get so emotional. They don't bite. They don't do anything. They can. They can even have a deva state for that moment. But they are in the body of this, of that, whatever animal they are in. And hence, you can go to a Brahma state of existence, having a human body. Because the consciousness can land anywhere. It is not dependent on the body. Even with the human body, you can be in the first jhana, second, third, fourth, like that. You can be in anywhere. Right? So the question now comes, when you talk to another being, is it in the same realm as you? Or is it a different realm as you? If it's a higher realm, it's easy. But in lower realm, what you will do? Nothing you can do. So putting prudence on someone who can't be had, is going to trigger your anushaya klesha, hidden things. Just comes on surface. Unless you know how to handle them, you might get caught up. Did that answer? So it can be your wife or anyone, it doesn't matter, but you need to see, which realm they are in at present.
I know Ayu's waiting, but I'll just make like very small comment. But I think what that means is that in some sense, it's not necessarily bad to interact with people who
No, you
trigger
should.
this.
You should. But
Yes.
you need to maintain that distance, right? It's like this. Fire doesn't know it's going to burn you. But you know if you touch fire, it's going to burn, right? So you don't blame the fire. But take precautions when you're going with fire.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Let's say we have to be discerning that we're able to, let's say, come out of that fire, or let's say use it for practice somehow instead of getting burned by it.
Yes, yes. Like you're going to interact with an animal, like dog. You should know the dog is going to bite, right? You can do all of that, but will you kiss the dog without knowing what the dog is going to do next, right? So something like that, like Maya in his, or Maya in Bobby's home. So first, Annabelle, Ashley, Bobby, Marin, they have to make that dog feel comfortable that I am here when I reach their home, that I'm not going to do anything to that dog. So the threatening effect, instinct is reduced, right? The next thing it does is to bite because it's threatened. So what do they say? Don't stare at the dog because you're intimidating the dog, right? And when you stare at a human, you're intimidating the human being as well, right? But the person can discern, right? So let's say I have a girl and I'm watching her. She's getting intimidated, becomes staring, that she's getting uncomfortable. You see this because she's getting the instinct, the basic instincts that he is doing something to me. So she sees herself vulnerable. And then attack begins, right? So I want to eat her. So I am in an animal realm of existence at this point in time when I'm staring at a woman or a girl or whatever that is. So what is rape? It basically means you go and eat something which you are not supposed to be eating. So you come to the animal realm. So in animal realm, you can have sexual intercourse with anything. It doesn't matter. As long as you can finish your fire. So this human being turned himself into an animal at that point in time. Okay, now what did that woman do? She instigated him through whatever means, through her dressing, through her whatever it is. She instigated. It's not her mistake. She instigated, but she never did anything. But still, she instigated this animal thing to come on him. Right? So when I stare at a woman, she is going to get uneasy because it's intimidated. It's intimidating. So you can't stare, right? So then we say, don't stare. Why are you staring? Because it's intimidation. It shows aggression, or it might show vulnerability, or it can show fear, it can show something you desire, or something. So this is like poaching. So we all have animal instinct. Why that, Chirag? We even put, I'm on a hunt. Are you an animal? But we use that. Job hunting. What do you mean? Are you an animal to hunt? But we use these words, these phrases. Right? So you see how cleverly we use language to go to the animal existence. I'm on a hunting spree on my bike. But hunting is hunting. Sales hunting, this hunting. Why that? Hacking. What is hacking? Stealing. Who steals? Animals. So by putting that word, don't you know that it is hacking? So you make it as ethical hacking. What do you mean ethical? No hacking is ethical. Like that. So we need to see that when we interact, these things are there. So how much space you can maintain without intimidation, do it. Let them get worked up, but you don't get worked up. Yes, Sergio, I think you had, and then we will talk to Madhukar.
Yes, nothing big question. I was just thinking when you talk about the pilot, because I was thinking pilot is usually a highly trained profession, require a lot of patience, following instruction, a lot of humanness in them. So it's surprising to hear that he's like that. But then you said it, he recently developed that since adopting a dog. That makes more sense. But I was thinking maybe as he get more irrational, impulsive, and all that, he cannot maintain being a pilot because that requires very, humanness, calm, and all that stuff. Which, if more animal nature start to develop, he may not be able to maintain that level of composure. I was thinking, it become dangerous to the passengers.
No, the thing is like this. Now he has diabetes. Okay, he's just 35 4-year-old, and he has diabetes. He was saying to me that, Vilas, I want to come to you. I want to learn meditation. I've been telling him, the house is open anytime. You can come. But he rarely comes. He keeps on telling, the one person I need to go is you. I said, yeah, please come. So we've been doing that. So on the basement, we meet, and then he says, the person I have to go. Okay, come. So we keep on dilly-dallying on this anyway. Now you said about patience, highest anger equals snake. Got it? Because they wait for the prey. Even more patient is, spider. They can wait for days for getting their bait. So don't just think having patience is going to do something for you. None of these have wisdom. They create and then they lose it. Careful. This place is little flowers, more thorns. And hence Buddha said, consider Sukha as thorn. There's one sutta for that. And he's right. There is no Sukha. It's you're walking on thorns, considering it to be a bed of roses. It's colored. The thorn is colored. It's a thorn. It's just pain and pain and pain and pain forever. You think, you know what? Things are very good. No. Anyway, we'll come to each one of these. That's the reason I said I can't finish it today. We're not even started. Forget about.
It'll be so interesting to hear about, all these 100 types of animals.
Yeah, but you can make it out. In many suttas, he gives a nice glimpse into it. You need to do the rest. Okay. So let me tell you how each one works. Okay. So let's come mammals. First, emotional bonding is a must, including humans. Sexual craving is a must. Jealousy is a must. Fear of separation is a must. Tell me, don't you have this or not? If you still have it, you're going to become a mammal. With wisdom, you're human. That's it. Again, I'll read out all the 4 things for you. You need to have strong emotional bonding. Very strong. Husband, wife, children, this, house, property, money, blah, blah, blah. One other characteristics you need to have is love for a country, language, customs, traditions. Okay? This is a must. Very strong emotional bonding with these things. Then let's talk about sex, baby. Like that, you should have that all the time. The only 3-letter word should strike. Okay. And if you feel bored with the partner, change the partner. But basically, that's all what I want to do. Then I am possessive of everything: wife, son, daughter, house, property, everything around it. Possession. This possession brings you back to womb existence. If you want to get out of it, you have to let go of the possession. Then, jealousy is a key factor. You need to keep on comparing yourself with others to feel envious. The more the envy, the better. Okay? Then, fear of separation every given day. And when separation happens, you can't stay. Now, it doesn't mean only with this human relationship, with job. Don't tell me I'm going to lose job. Car. Don't tell me I'm going to lose the car. House. Don't tell me. That word, don't tell me. Don't talk about it. It should be the highest. With little bit of panya, wisdom. You're a human. Without panya, without wisdom, when it's completely deluded person, is mammal. Which mammal? That we'll take it later. What's mammal? In fact, I and Ravindra saw monkeys when we went to Yavatmal or that Nagpur retreat. It's so hilarious to see and so nice to observe. 99% of characteristics what you have and how they have and how they do and how you do. Okay, we'll come back to that point later, but at present, that's the mental structure. So high raga, because possession requires raga, moderate dosa, and uncontrollable moha. Okay, some people take it literally that they are married and cannot think of separation. Meaning they separate, divorce, but they can't live single. They would like to mingle and they would like to have many partners. Now, this is when they create the consciousness from here, creates a loop structure below. So it goes into the animal existence and comes back to human, animal, human, animal, human, animal, human. So it starts to reside in that place more than human. So the balance between raga, dvesha, moha is gone and the wisdom is completely removed. So if you see that person, you can't give any knowledge to him. It's better to leave him there because they would love only these things. So then what happens? Its emotional dependence is high, pleasure centered living, attachment to people and comforts. Food is the criteria. They just go behind food. So in human, right now, I can see myself only for family. I and my family. Only meant for romance, only for food and entertainment, only for security of the partner, and no true love. It's just give and take thing. I do this, you do that. I do this, you do that. You did not wish me for anniversary. You did not do this. You did not give me flower. You did not do this. You did not do that. Possession, 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 possession. So what's a rebirth? Mammal. Right now, not rebirth later at death. No, right now. Mammalian traits minus human. So prudence is lost. Okay, this is about mammals. Can be any mammal, from cows to giraffe to monkeys to hyena. Hyenas have cunningness. That and any addition to all of this is that they should not only have possession. To possess, they will do any means to possess it. They can be cunning, they can be cruel, they can be anything. Sky's the limit. But the main thing is possession. I possess. I need to possess. Doesn't matter. Even in jobs, I need to possess that grade. I will do anything to get there. Okay. Now, what do we do to these people? Nothing. Because they are already there in that existence. Can they go past this? No. So we end our day with mammals. They have a huge list of items. So where does Buddha say all of this? Would be a nice question, right? But there are many suttas where he says how the mind works. So there is a sutta by name Salleka Sutta. Okay. And that sutta gives many items about not rebirth, but the things which he removed. Striving. Because they all give negative consequences. There are 47 of them. Okay. So basically, the Raga, Dvesha, Moha is a factor for us to play. Which sutta is this? Salleka. Okay. So we need to be careful in looking at this Raga, Dvesha, Moha. So Tayo Dhamma Sutta teaches on why does Jati, Jara, Marana happen? And then this will teach us about how the Raga, Dvesha, Moha in various combination gives various kind of beings. The only thing that consciousness is doing is to change the dress from this to that, to suit that kind of role. It's just a role play. So don't have to take it too seriously. Just a role play. When we say mammal, it's a role play. Just like in one act, it was a stool, another act, it is a chair. That's the reason Buddha calls it as Vijnana's magician. In one act, it was a stool. So you use it as a stool to keep something. The next act, they said that no, it's not a stool any longer. So we make it a chair. So they brought in the chair. And the same stool was called as a chair now. In the same way, this consciousness earlier was called as human and now called as mammal. Because of the traits, nothing else. Okay. So what we need to do is, what we need to have is in raga and dvesha craving, and in moha you have avijja. So what you need to have is, you need to check with yourself and others, is what is avijja? Instinctive driven, fear dominance, habitual patterns are there. That means that mind is going down. Strong greed and sensual obsessions is there, constantly creating a fear psyche. Psyche means mind. Then territorial aggressions within its own self, meaning in the house also, this is my space, something like that. Okay. Habitual violence, is it cruel to itself and others? If yes, then the fourth one, is a mental narrowness has happened or still not happened? Narrow-mindedness means I will not give. Can't expect anything from this person to give. He will in fact take. And there's three things: beg, borrow, steal. He will use all the three, he or she. Can I beg your laptop for a day? Can I beg your scooter for a day or a car for a day to everything? everything around it. So, avidya, raga, dvesha, or not dvesha, here it is violence, vihimsa, and mental, manolina. Linata means constricted, held up. They're in the same Tayo Dhamma Sutta. So if it has happened, then the existence at this time, bhava, is tirachayoni, horizontal. They can't see vertical. So if you trigger them, they shout. It's not upright like this. Yeah. So that's the thing. So then, right now, the rebirth is the weight of the kamma itself, the habitual pattern. Death, consciousness has not come, chuti chitta has not come, but other two are there. And the kammic potential, which is the kamma vipaka. That creates gati, which means destiny. So now the stone is thrown. So it just flies, lands from this shore to the other shore. So that is called apaya. Apaya. Paya means foundation, apaya means no foundation. So from a strong existence to weaker existence. Okay, so you need to see that you have, others have. You have, work it out. Others have, observe, don't react. That's the reason, tunni bhava. Keep your mouth shut and observe. As the fire rages in that person, you can see hell, peta, that is niraya, peta, asura, tiracha, and manusa. How? His face or her face changes. You can see it because it's chitta which is changing it. So the chitta now changes from human to tiracha. So the voice also changes, right? You can observe. And after staying for some time in the tiracha yoni, it goes lower, gets into the peta. How does the peta behave? It's always terrifying, terrible. Before it reaches peta, it comes to asura. Sura, su means good. Sura means one who is calm. Asura is one who is agitated. The mind which is completely agitated. Okay, so then the mind comes into asura before reaching the point of no return till that event gets over, which is peta. It starts to burn. Then the voice even more changes and eyes becomes red, ears become red, sweating starts. That means it has reached niraya. Aya is a land which is stable. Niraya is unstable land. I mean, no land, basically. It just burns. Okay, and you can watch it burning. So when it starts burning, water comes out. So you can see the person sweating. So then you just watch. Again, you're seeing the Niraya, Peta, Asura, then Tiracha. If he dies, then is there. He comes back. Then it takes long time for that person to come back to human senses. Right? What's the first thing they do? Give him water, then pacify him. So the mind comes from back from the Niraya to the Peta, Peta to the Asura, Asura to the Tiracha, Tiracha to Manusa, and he is pacified. Okay? That's a pacification here. Now he's blocked the upper. So what happens? He again goes back to Tiracha, to the Asura, to the Peta, to the Niraya, and stays there. So he's made a home there. So a third time, fourth time, 10th time, 20th time, like that, 100 times, so whatever time. So it means the habitual pattern is created. The consciousness had it, but didn't have the habituation. That's created a habituation. So always it goes back there, resides back there. So Sotapanna cuts that out. Got it. Okay. Yeah, Akash.
So where is the Naga realm?
Naga realm, I don't know. We'll find out together later. Not the right time to find. We'll find it, don't worry. First, let's find these things here in people, and then we'll worry about Nagas. Because Naga is there. Like Devas, the Nagas are also there. But first we need to know where we are.
So I have another question that you often say that who are our Pitra or our elders who have passed away, they are also there and mostly they come back to the human realm, which is slightly also contradictory that what the Buddha said that, the dust in his fingers is how many humans come back to be human and the rest go to a different realm. So what can you elaborate on this?
See, like I said, everybody has a bodhisattva in them, right? So if somebody is a human, this life, unless he has lost wisdom, not going to come back to the human existence. Now, if you want to be a true human being, manusa, forever, and not go to the lower, you should become sotapanna. Other than that, everyone will again come back to human, but coming back to human is a rarest opportunity again because it takes a while. Why? Because if you go to the higher realm also, it takes a while to come into the human realm. If you go lower also, it takes a while to get back to the human realm. In that way is what Buddha explains.
So is being in the human realm giving us the most opportunity to develop in Dhamma?
Which one?
Human realm, sir.
What?
Does it give us the maximum potential to develop in Dhamma compared to a
Yes.
higher realm
Yes,
also?
absolutely. Because there you are using away your punya. Here you have accumulated papa. Whereas in human, you can accumulate both.
Hmm.
Redemption
Thank
is
you.
possible both sides. Yeah, Lata had asked one question that it's better, whatever I had seen in 2018, I can talk about it. Maybe I will do that after I finish all of these. I've seen the realms, so I can talk about it later, not today. And she has also wrote down there that have you not sure whether you've seen the lower realms? I've seen two of the lower realms while I was taken to show, but I've not seen all that what Buddha says in the Niraya. I couldn't do that. This is really heartbreaking to be there. It's chaotic. Anyway, So we will cover that after we finish this journey of 31 realms, or what I have seen. But after 2018, I couldn't see it. The first person I told was Lata.
Yes, you gave a good explanation of all the realms. I still remember. You're so excited.
Yes, at that time I was excited for everything I could see.
Yeah, and you said there were two more realms above it which you couldn't go.
Yeah, because he said that you don't have the permits.
Uh, and now maybe you should be able to go if you want.
Yes, now I can go. I have no problems. In fact, in 95, when I went to that realm, I achieved the same thing in 2017, same thing in 2018. So I know for sure that I can be there now and forever. Now there's gone completely. But at that time, I knew that if I were to die, I'm in this realm for sure. Because living itself, I was there. So it's just leave the body and you can go there and come back, go there, come back, go there, come back. Just like you going to one city and staying there and coming back. So you're not going to forget. In fact, there's one sutta for that where he says, have you been to Banaras? He says, yes. So if somebody asks you how to go to Banaras, can you explain? And he says, yes, in the same way. Right? So you have to make note that consciousness can learn. Once it learns, it knows. Once it knows, it can be there. Either lower or higher, they both are the same as far as consciousness goes. So at present, with human body, we are going up, going down, going up, going down. And when
so we are in the landing, right?
yes, always in the landing, yeah, somewhere. So when I achieved that stillness from June onwards, I came to know that, okay, now the mind is not moving anywhere. It's not going up, nor going down anywhere. So it became more and more and more stilled out to today. So that excitement is gone, Lata.
Yeah, I know. So because for you it is all real because you have seen it. For us it is like a fairy tale, right?
Yes.
And we when you say something we imagine, oh, okay, it could be that, but I'm sure it cannot be imagined by
No,
us.
you can't be imagined. It's real, and you should see it. To be, if somebody can take you there, just like what happened with me, it happened twice. One as death, one living. So it was so nice that somebody comes and talks to you.
Yeah, you had a guide, travel guide.
Yeah, it's so nice. Even when I went to the Vipassana course, the deity which came, the Deva, the way he explained this Bhanga Jnana was perfect. And I looked like, what are they teaching here? And the way he explained the Atta Kalapa was like this. I said, oh, thank you so much, that you should practice like this. And when I did it, it's so nice. It just happened. I was wondering, why am I sitting here anyway? Somebody has told me to sit, let me sit. But I was really having a good time. On the 7th day, 8th day, it was so good that the assistant teacher couldn't stop calling me to his office and saying that you're doing very good. If you want, you can sit at your room and do it. I said, no, it's okay. I can do it here. It was so nice. If somebody helps you from and a higher being helps you.
Exactly. I was about to say that. If some higher beings blesses you and helps you, it's just like that happens.
It's just like that. And then I knew it, how to get into this Bhanga Jnana. But then I was doing from the 5 khandas that worked. Then he said, why are you struggling so much? You just do like this. This is the Kalapas. Can you not see it? He said, yes, open your eyes and see it. Oh, wow, so nice. I didn't know this. Yes, so somebody should be there. I'm really fortunate to have someone or the other come and do it for me. So nice.
Yeah, I remember Shanian also telling. So when he reached some stage, some voice in his mind told how to get into different jhanas.
Yes.
So he also has got somebody who has put that thought in his mind.
Yes, you require it. Otherwise, you are going in that blind or the what we can say maze, trying to figure out.
Correct.
So you require someone at the right moment. You get someone, and he would say, "Do this." And sixth day of that vipassana, I was almost there. So then he said, "No, no, 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 no. This is not how kalapas work. You're not working. You do this way." Seventh day, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 days. Anytime I sit, not sit, even stand, do whatever. Yeah, this is kalapa. Oh, done. What is there to dream about it? And I could do it. And
Yeah. So for all of us, you are the higher being.
yeah, I know.
Take
But
us.
but yeah, it is fun to have it. But yeah, I do wish that can devas show themselves only to someone who can see yes and no may. Anyway, so if you are right, I mean, if you are, I can say, in the right space, bring in right condition, you will see. So objective one is to be in right condition, create right conditions. Situation remaining the same, create the right conditions. That's it. Situation is that human life is a situation. Create right conditions. Just create right condition. It works.
Yeah, one time you told Vilas that we smell so badly, so that this devas will not come near us.
No, that is also there in the sutta. Yeah, we do. Because actually, if you look at our smell, it's from the soil. So it's going up and down, right? So all animals have the same smell. They have more smell because of they have not only we have this different kind of gases, they have even more gas of methane. So it smells really uh, hard, rather. Whereas the moment you leave this human body, or this body, not human body, this cross body, it's pleasant. Meaning it's so pleasing that you don't feel like stepping out of it. So it's so nice. It's sugandha. That's the reason it's called sugandha, so good. It is actually dugandha, durgandha. The gandha is hot. So we had to find perfumes or something to cover it up because we know it is not good. Anyway, but you can mentally create all of this and go there. Physically, you can leave it anyway. Okay, so tomorrow we do the other ones. We just did the mammal, then we go to amphibians, then we go to insects, then we go to others. Yeah, you're always welcome, Chirag. Yeah, May, one thing is that you whatever you're doing now, if you continue doing, you'll get the deva. So just wait for the right opportunity.
Yeah, most of the times morning 3 o'clock.
Yes, you and Lata, you've been getting, so you don't have to be a person.
Yeah. Now I'm not looking for it. So
I know that you're not looking for it, but you are getting. So you're seen so many sages, so it's fine. Good. All right. Should we end for today?
yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.